So this video is for anyone who feels that they are lacking connection with their core. This can be postnatally, after you've had a baby. It's quite, sometimes you feel like you lose the connection here. It could be post-surgery, any sort of abdominal surgery, and it could just be, you know, maybe you just don't feel like you have a good connection to your core. So this is a really great way to re-establish that mind-body connection, and it makes it a lot easier to then engage it in life and in exercise. It can also help reduce any tensions and adhesions that are going on in the core, again, you know, from any surgery, or even just, you know, from growing a baby, from weight gain. And it can really help with the positions of the muscles to help realign them, reduce any over lengthening, shortening, and to release off any adhesions that might be causing your organs to stick together, which can often happen with surgery. So we are going to start with a bit of wax. If you don't have it, obviously just use coconut oil or anything like that. So you want a bit of glide, but you don't want too much. You want to feel like you've got some grip. So don't use too much. You want to be able to work into your full abdomen. So right down into the hips, right up. We're going to work through the intercostals as well, and right up through the diaphragm. So just get it everywhere. And we're just going to start with a nice light touch. And you can see I'm just following the direction of my digestion. So I'm going clockwise all the way around. And I'm starting nice and light. So it's nice to use a variety of pressure because it stimulates different nerve levels in the skin, and you really want to rebuild that full connection. So I'm coming right around the sides here, smaller circles and then bigger circles, just building that connection and introducing the touch. So once we've done that for a few minutes, we want to do some more specific circles and a bit more specific work. So we're just going to sort of work through and just feel for any areas of tension. So I can feel there I've got a little bit of tension, so I'm just applying a little bit more pressure. Going down to sort of a maximum of a 6 out of 10 on the pain level. You don't want to be causing any big discomfort, but it's okay. You do want to get a little bit of pressure. You do want to be able to release this tension. So about a 6 out of 10. Just no throbbing though. So if you any throbbing, you might be going over the aorta artery, and that's not good. So you can see I'm just working into those tight spots. I can use my breath here, so nice deep breath into my belly. Maintaining that pressure. I'm just gently working circles to release that tension. So if you've had a C-section, you want to make sure that your scar is fully healed before you do anything in the lower abdomen. You can still be working up through this upper abdomen before 8 weeks. But yeah, just make sure that if it's still not healed, you don't want to be rubbing any wax in there or anything. Okay. So once we've done a few bits of specific work through any areas that you find in your own tummy, we're going to do a bit of shearing. So we're going to just take the strokes and we're going to move our hands like this, across and up and down. So I'm just taking the tissue, and again, you can start nice and light. So sort of almost feather light here. I'm really just using my fingertips. And up and down. And then you can go a bit deeper. It's nice to move a bit slower, I think, when you go deeper. And that up and down. So when I'm doing that lighter work, I can feel that I'm really just stimulating the skin there. And when I'm going deeper, I can feel that I'm getting through my muscles. Okay, we're just going to come into the obliques. So we're going to take our hand and come around the side here. Quite often when the core isn't activating properly, the obliques can become very switched on. So it's good idea to make sure you get a good stretcher here. So just link your hand around the side and then just sliding it across. Just repeating it on both sides. And we can turn that into a stretch. So what we do is just take our hand over the side. I'm going to roll slightly over. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this arm away and pull this arm this way. So I'm going to roll my body across and slide my hand through that tissue. So I'll just show that one from this side as well. So I'm rolling my hips across. And then I'm going to take this hand away, drop my hip back down and roll back over. And dropping that hip back down. Okay, and once you feel like that's loosened up a bit, we're just going to come into the rectus abdominis. So this is our six-pack muscles. They originate from up here on the sternum and then insert down into our pubic bone here. So we want to make sure we're working the full length. So we'll just start with some nice general stuff again. So just going up and down, getting right up into that sternum, up and down, and again just do some circles through there. And again, you find any tight spots, just work in, bit of pressure, nice deep breath in. And you can see my belly is meeting the pressure of my hand, which applies a bit more pressure. And then exhale to release. And we can just work that back towards the center a little. So I'm just grabbing my fingers on the outside of the muscle and just drawing them into the middle, helping close any separation that may occur through weight gain or through having a baby, and just helping it bring back together and knit back together. And making sure we're getting right down into that pubic bone as well. So you can just come on there, find the bone, come just above, and the same thing again. Okay, so now I'm going to do a little bit of stretching down the rectus abdominis muscles. So we're going to take our fingers and apply a little bit of pressure down into the muscle and then drag it downwards. So like this, in and drag it down. And as we're doing that, we're going to take, it's best if you have nice bent knees, tuck your bum up and under so it's nice and flat, nice flat back on the back on the floor. And then we're just going to take our chest and move it up. So we're getting that extension through the abdomen. So pressure down and in, drag it down. And as I'm dragging down, I'm bringing my chest up and extending through my abdomen. And do it on the other side. Just going right up into the origin. Remember to breathe, pressure in, drag it down, and then we can take that stretch just across as well. So we'll just take our hips, move them side to side, and we're just stretching transversely through that rectus abdominis muscle there. Okay, now we're going to come into the diaphragm. So basically we're going to be working the fascia and the muscles that are tight above it to allow the diaphragm to work more effectively and be able to breathe deeper and more into our tummies. So we're just going to find the edge of our ribs here and then just sink off it. I'm going to start by scrubbing. So I'm just going to take, probably easy if I show you with this hand, and take my hand and I'm just going to go up and down. So I'm just shearing up and down, up and down, up and down like this. I'll show you on this side. So it's quite nice to take your hand up and over your ribs like this and then shearing up and down. And you can just use your other hand for a bit, you want to add a bit more pressure, making sure you're coming right up and then right down and along. And you can use nice little circles there as well. You really just want to free it up so you can get your hands nice and under your ribs there. Sorry, mine's always more stiff on this side. So just want to remember to relax your tummy as well so that you can sink in and get that nice movement right under those ribs. Okay, and then we want to work along that pubic bone as well. So we've already done a bit with the rectus abdominis, but we want to make sure that it's really nice and free all the way along there. So we do the same thing we've just done there. We're going to come onto the pubic bone slightly above, and then we're just going to shear side to side. So I'm above my pubic bone and I'm just moving my thumbs side to side. Again, remember about no more than a 6 out of 10. And then you can sink on, so go on the bone and then just sink down into the tissue as well. So I'm coming on and then just sinking down above. Just coming right around my hips as well, making sure that's nice and free. Okay, then we're going to come through the ribs and the intercostals. So just start with some nice light work. Obviously we need to be able to, I need our ribs to be able to expand so we can breathe properly, so we can send our breath nice and down into our bellies as well. We want to get that full 360 breath. So just take your hand, find your ribs. It'll be easy if I show you on this side to start with. And I'm just getting in between my ribs, come right around the sides, and you're just going to drag your hand through there. So again, it's quite nice to take your legs over again, find those ribs, and then just pull them back around, get that really nice stretch through there. So make sure you start nice and high up here, and work right the way down through all those ribs. And again, obviously just repeat it on both sides. And then to finish up, just a lovely way just to really get everything to unstick is a bit of skin rolling. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my fingers and I'm going to bring them towards my thumbs like this. And I'm going to gather my skin up and I'm going to roll it through. And I'm just going to do that in any direction through my abdomen. So just start here. So I'm gathering it up and then I'm drawing my fingers towards my thumb. That really helps to unstick all of that tissue. So again, we're working the full abdomen with that. And then just finish off again with just some nice flushing strokes. Taking time to take those lovely deep belly breaths. And really help us just to connect with that core.